Now, I'm wearing my cashmere jacket here, as you can see it. It's just to make this video a bit more interesting for some audiences. But anyway, this is quite a video that we need to make in order to understand how VAT return is done. So look, if I can actually go back to where I was before, and we've got if we just go into shift that. Now, this is an example of, see if we go into the Dropbox, it's going to be easier because we've got them there. The Dropbox, VAT return. And now this is an example of past VAT return. Now, let's forget about these things, and focus on this particular two files. This is the bank statement that's been modified. I'm going to open it. And what we've got here is the amount of VAT which we've actually added. And there's VAT going out and coming in as well, depending on the transaction. In here, there is the VAT going out. Let's have a look. Yes, it's the VAT going out. VAT going out. So it's been added manually. This has been going out, going out, going out. There should be a minus in there, but it doesn't matter. So you've got an idea. This is all manually done because not all transactions have got VAT when we make purchases. Some of them have them, some of them don't. So this is done manually by looking at the receipts, which I'm going to actually send. So this is a manual column that's been added. And then what is this? VAT to be given out. There's only this. This is money that's coming in from a customer, and there's VAT applicable. And this is the formula there, so you can actually replicate that formula. It's quite important that to replicate that formula is done properly. Again, that's the same amount, and this is the total VAT that's got to go out to the government. Then we've got we've got here. That's a bit screwed though. That's a bit screwed up because it's actually changing this thing, and I'm not a particular expert of Excel. Discard, yeah, it's actually not discarding it. I'm trying to close it, it doesn't allow me. It's going a bit nuts. Just reopen it. Okay, reopening it. So this is the VAT that is being paid out. Is actually on the minus amount. Is actually this column here. This column here is being done manually. This is being done almost manually, but I know where the money is coming from. So I personally know where to put that formula in place. The formula is there as we've seen before. If I click there again, I don't know how to actually undo that. Then this column here is the sales excluding VAT, which is actually done only for the sales, because this is only what we've got, 2 sales only 2 sales there, and this is done manually again. So what we do here, do that minus that to get that amount net of VAT, which we've got there. At the end is we've got a total in there. Okay. Then this is again done manually. I've added this column. If you look at the we're going to look at the original very soon. We've got sales to distributors, EU. I know where the money is coming from, so I know I can add it. And because it's from distributor to the EU, they've got VAT number, so VAT is not applicable. We add it there. So that's the money coming in. That's the total. Okay, and I know where it's coming in because I know the customers, and I know what money comes in. So if you don't know, then you ask me, but try to guess it by looking at this, and then I'm going to go and sort it out, especially the first time around. Well, total purchases. So this is actually done manually. So where there's every time there's a minus, then you've got to put it there. Total purchases, okay? And this ties in with the first video that we've made on VAT. Okay, so and then you go down. Say for example here, because no, it's not there. Then you've got to subtract this amount to that, and then you've got total. Okay. So if there's VAT, you've got to take that amount off. Okay, this amount has got to be taken off. Okay, and you get the amount of X VAT. It's total X VAT. Probably in this amount there's still VAT, but I couldn't actually go there and look at all the receipts. It's a bit of a painstaking thing. I hate doing it, so I prefer to play it safe and give a bit more money to the government and make sure that I don't make any mistakes on the other way. So, but basically, hopefully you've got the gist. It's a bit confusing at the beginning, even to me. I hate this thing. I hate doing the VAT return, but it's gotta be done. And again, this is done manually. Everything is done manually, and then you do the subtraction. And then if you have a look at these things, it's very confusing. I know. I do understand what it is, because I've done it I've done it now for over a year, 2 years now. So I kind of getting used to it. But I hate. I mean, I'd rather be sticking needles into my eyes than do this. I really hate it. Doing it, but it's not difficult. It just takes time, and the first time around is a bit of a pain in the arse. And doing these things makes me swear. I can't help myself. It makes me swear. So this is the thing this is money coming in and out from the bank account, and so that's one. And then we've got the PayPal. Gonna have fun with PayPal now. Because if money coming in and out, the companies from two sources. One is the PayPal, and the other one is the bank. PayPal is mainly the automated things and all that. So yes, this has been actually changed into Chinese. Because the last return has some nice Chinese people have helped me do it. I do speak Chinese, so. Yeah. So unfortunately, I haven't actually changed it. That means date. That means time. That means the time zone. I'm just getting a bit of neck ache here. That's the name. That's the type of purchase. Okay. Status. This is the currency. This is the gross amount. Gross amount. This is the amount that PayPal takes off of every transaction. I wish I owned PayPal. This is the amount net of that amount that PayPal takes, which is a lot of money. Once again, I think I'm in the wrong business. I should actually do financial services. Then this is the address of each customer in there. This is what is it? Oh God, I can't remember it, and I can't really understand myself. If I look at the form, I may understand it. No, I don't. Oh, this is the VAT amount. Right, this is the VAT amount that's been calculated directly by the computer in PayPal. Okay, so I don't have to do anything with this. And option name 1. This is the total amount minus the VAT. Okay, minus the VAT that's been collected directly by PayPal. Yeah. Again, it's kind of mind blowing. I know, it's got to be looked at quite carefully, and there's a lot of manual work in there. The VAT calculated, so that's calculated because sometimes it's actually for certain transactions it's taken off directly by PayPal, other times it's not taken off by PayPal. You've got to calculate it. normally it's calculated on the rental of the device, and we've got to calculate it. Then, so you see the calculation there. So, and if you look at that, then you'll be able to replicate that. Okay, so I swear every time I do this. This is obviously that minus that. That is the amount net without VAT, net of VAT. Okay, and this is again all freaking done manually. It's a freaking pain in the ass. I hate it like no. Amount in US dollars, so the sales in US dollars. So that's gonna be split. Normally the sales in US dollars are VAT exempt because they're goods that are going going outside the EU. So there's VAT exempt. That's a bit easier. And going again. Oh God, where are we? Okay, no. Where are we? I'm lost. So that's done. Reference item is really invoice number is not customer number, quantity, receipt ID. All these things, say for example the balance, all these things can even be taken off completely. These are a bit of a nuance, not really of interest to the VAT calculation. The address, the country address is quite of interest because depending on where the customer is based, the VAT is applicable or is not. So namely, if you're in the UK or in Europe, their VAT is applicable as 20%. So the percentage is calculated once again, going back, and you've seen it using in the other spreadsheets, using this formula here. I'm just going to try and show it there. This formula here, okay? It's calculated this way using the spreadsheet. It's just something that I've tested myself a number of times and it's correct. Then yeah, credit and all that, and beautiful. Well, beautiful. I really hate it. I'd rather be putting a number of needles and poking them into my eyes than doing this. Every time is something that I hate doing. Then we're gonna get total of VAT. So basically we've got to calculate the amount of VAT that goes to the government, that goes out, and the amount of VAT that we actually paid out, and we only give that difference. So if I bought, so I make a certain amount of sales and a certain amount, so I'll look at all the spreadsheets we've got to work out how much VAT has got to be given to the government, the UK government. Now, and that is done manually, unfortunately, a mixture of manually and automatically, but it's got to be calculated using this spreadsheets. And then we've got to manually work out how much VAT is being given out through purchases, and this is done namely by looking at each individual invoice or receipts, which if you're doing this job, you're actually going to get by we're going to take picture and send them over to you. So you're looking at them and you're making that calculation and put them. And normally they're actually split in two types: the cash ones and the ones using the transaction using what you call the card, which you find in the bank statement here, and then you've got to look at each receipt, see where it corresponds to, what sort of date we're talking about, and roughly then you find the same amount, total amount, and then you put the VAT that's being paid out here, and then you do that same thing here again. Okay, so once you've done it, it's going to take a bit of time to do it the first time around, but then it's going to get easier and easier over time. I mean, the first time I've done it, I've been swearing for a good few hours doing this because I hated it. I had to call the accountant a number of times to make sure I was getting it right. Had it checked, but then it becomes sort of mechanical. But once again, so you've got to work out again the VAT that's going to go out to the government and all that. So this is part 2 on 2 videos. So the video number 1 is very important because it gives you the fundamentals of what VAT is. So if you understand that, then this is just a mechanical thing to do. And this is these 2 spreadsheets that I've opened here. These 2 ones, bank statement here and the one from PayPal, is just got to be used in order to use as a template to understand how it's been done in the past and trying to replicate that. And then what you're going to be given every time is, first of all, is the actual raw data that we get from the bank and PayPal, and this is the raw data here. So this is the raw data original, and then you've got to, I wouldn't say manipulate it, I've got to work out I call them manipulate it, because you've got to split, to work out the VAT from the bank transactions and the VAT from VAT going out from the bank transaction. As you say, going out is because we made sales, so people pay us, and then we've got to work out what transactions are VAT applicable, calculate and put it there, and do the thing that you've seen in the other spreadsheet, and then the PayPal and the PayPal transactions as well. So, and we're going to send you the invoices, the receipts showing the VAT. Once again, we're going to get 2 types of receipts or invoices. One is for the bank transactions, so you've got to match them up with the transactions that you see. So whenever you look at invoices, you've got to see, okay, this invoice or receipt, where is in the bank transactions, and you've got to go there, look at it, and then split the VAT and the non-VAT amounts on the spreadsheet, and you get it right. If it's cash, then you've got to make another spreadsheet and work it out, and then put it on a spreadsheet, which is a third spreadsheet. Say for example here, the previous one made a cash receipts for VAT claim. Okay, so VAT going out, sorry, VAT on purchases, it's got to be done manually. And so say for example, if I buy a mobile phone, it's got VAT on that. So say, I'm just talking numbers, okay, let's say in this price of this mobile phone we've got what, so 20, say if I'm just putting numbers here, £20 was VAT and £80 was the VAT amount x VAT thing. So £20 went to the government. That £20 has got to be deducted from the VAT that's got to go out to the government due to the sales that we made that added on. Okay, so that's the basic concept. So I have a look at the first video if you want to understand that. Yeah, that's the pretty much the end of this video. Yeah, and that's it. Any questions, please let me know.